Hey guys, what's up? Alright, it's Double Deuce back. So I'm going to give you a super up close look at the new Enjomor G52 V8 engine. I'm going to put it on my little rotisserie thing there and let you guys see what it's all about. And I'll try to explain things as I go through. So I got to send this thing back soon, so this is our breakup video. And until I get my pre-order. So anyways guys, stay tuned and I'll try to go over every single thing on here, and if you guys got any questions, comments, feel free to hit me up. Alright? Okay, let's get to the thick of it, guys. Now, we're going to start off with the belts, okay? And then we'll work our way down through the block, and I'll give you guys my final thoughts on this engine, okay? So, first off, I'm going to say this is the Metallica of engines, all right? This thing is the bomb. This thing rocks, I'm telling you. There's no apologies for this engine whatsoever. So, we got these big tooth belts. We got timing marks on all the camshafts, so you can set the timing on it. We got your idler pulleys, which are very high quality actually, because I was surprised, because a lot of guys like a tensioner or something to help these out. These things have never slipped, never done nothing. Now down here we got our crankshaft pulley that runs off. This is a little 2mm belt. It's not the big chunky ones like this here, but it only runs the oil pump and the water pump up here, okay? So let me get a close-up on that. There we go. We got the oil pump down here, the water pump here. Now you guys are gonna say, hey, it was the hoses were leaking. Yeah, they did, because when I had put the hoses on here, I used a pair of needle nose pliers and poked a hole in one of them. So one of my videos, you'll see this thing leaking all over the place. That was my bad, but I fixed it, no big deal. But now we're getting into the cooling system, okay? It runs through the engine block, right? And there's two outlets in the front, and there's two outlets in the back underneath the intake manifold here. You can choose to have your coolant flow whichever way you want. It doesn't matter as long as it keeps it cool and it keeps it pumping, because this pump puts out some serious volume, I'm telling you. Now we're going to go through the oiling system here. We'll start here and work our way forward, or up, or whatever. It gets sucked out of the oil pan back here into the filter, into the pump, goes through the pump. It runs up these two veins here on each side of the engine block, right underneath your valve cover. And there's a cavity inside the head and the valve cover that fills up with oil that runs down each top and bottom of your valve cover and lubricates each and every one of the roller rocker arms on top and bottom. And the return holes are top and bottom. Now, and it's cool because, like, this engine has taken everything that I've thrown at it. I mean, this is the Godzilla of the new engines out there. This is the future of quarter scale right here. And so anyways, now once the oil returns down, it gets sucked into this vortex of the crankshaft running. When it's like it just throws the oil, and it throws it back up this side, back down, and back up this side, back down. It's like it's very well engineered. I like that. I have tried to wound this engine, and it refuses. It refuses. Now down on the bottom on the other side here, we got our starter unit here, which is a 900 kV brushless starter, which has never failed me. We have a sight glass for our oil, which, you know, probably a dipstick would be cool too to have. And on the oil pan itself, down low down here, we have a little plug for a drain with a rubber plug in it, which I would probably put just a regular bolt in there. It looks like it's I think I 10 or 12 millimeter thread there. Now, on the top of our valve covers on each side, you can add oil. It doesn't matter which side you add oil, because it all goes down to the same place. But they do have 2 PCV, positive crankcase ventilation holes, on each side of these plugs to help vent the engine. And now we get to the top. We got our air gap intake manifold here. You see I got a little silicone here because I was playing with vacuum leaks. I tried everything I could to stumble this engine, and it just didn't want to hear it. This thing just kept running. I've had this engine apart 6 times. I put it back together with pretty much all the same gaskets 6 times, and it starts up every single time. So the reliability is there, people. I'm telling you, it is there. Now the spark plugs are in head. These here are just silicone tubes with wires that come down, and the spark plugs are in the head like a Hemi, or I think it's the VK56 Nismo engine, or the V8 G52 engine. So now we get to the top up here. We got some really high quality Heims joints here on our carburetors, which are very synchronized, and these ain't going to go out of whack whatsoever. You got 2 adjustments. You can do either or. I use the front one because it's easier. And on the other side of the carburetors here, I had used the returns here. You'll see in my introduction video I have a couple of hoses here, and I was going to turn these up and run these through the bottom of the air cleaner. I was going to run them through the bottom here with a little return tube that would shoot down in each one. You just give it a couple of thumb shots and you can start it, because every carbureted engine needs a choke of some kind. And but so far I would start without the air cleaner because I wasn't running it on dirt and nothing like that. But down the road, I have a big future with this engine. I really do. So be cool, stay tuned. It's coming on sale this month, September 2022. This engine is going to be ready for you guys to buy. So now we're going to get to the CDI unit. This thing has a high quality CDI distributor and cap, which is amazing because every other one I've seen out there has always been junk. But this thing is just, it takes everything that I throw at it. And I was playing with the hall sensor. You'll see a little line here with a pen where I move this thing in and out to, you know, it bring advanced or retarded timing on the thing. And yeah, I kind of blew out a couple of hall sensors because of my big thumbs, but they're easily replaceable, and you can just put them back in this extension cable, and I used a little heat shrink on them. Simple. You can buy the hall sensors online, and when this engine comes out, I will start upgrading, like, you know, information on the hall sensors and everything else through SherlinKit.com. Now, on the back of the flywheel here, you'll see we have a big plate here. Big plate, you know. It runs down with the starter and everything else, right? Now, they plan on making a transmission housing that will adapt a clutch to this. So that's their first thing they're going to do, is make this thing adaptable for a clutch. And then the transmission housing will be next. So that's not you know, don't complain, guys, I'm telling you, because, like, seriously, 2 years ago this was not even heard of. This was a dream that we all had. I mean, think about it. The only engines we had out there in quarter scale were very limited, and this is a gasoline powered CDI ignition oil pan that lubricates it and brushes starter system. It's so reliable. Like, I can rev this thing till no tomorrow and it comes right back down to an idle. So if you put this in a quarter scale car, or you have a desktop display, you're going to impress your friends, because you're not going to be walking across a parking lot 300 yards away trying to restart the thing because it's stalled. It does not stall. And So now on the back here, they got these little collars on here for your camshafts and all this stuff. There is a very little bit of seepage here, and oh my God, I can't complain about that, because you know, this is the cleanest engine I have ever ran in my life. Even my weed whacker engine is dirtier than this engine. This thing is very, very clean, and I have no complaints about that. I mean, it's just it's a very well engineered work of art. And we'll just go real slow around so you can see your oil filters, your water pump, oil pump, your belts. Now all these things, from what I contacted them with, are going to be serviceable parts. So we'll be able to totally service this engine, and everything else is, it's simply adjustable, you know. And so the intake manifold itself, like I said, it's got the air gap going on here. I might try to make a spacer on mine when I get mine, because it's a sad day for me, because this is like me and this girl are breaking up this week, and she has to go back to get torn down, tested, and measured for wear. So we'll see how much wear I put on it, because I have over 9 hours of runtime on this engine myself, and I don't know how many hours it was on it before I got it. And 9 hours is pretty impressive for an engine, you know. Like, I know I bought weed whackers that don't last 9 hours, you know. So anyways, guys, there's a big future here in quarter scale. Like I said, get your name on one. I got my name on one for pre-order already, and there's going to be probably a lot of upgrades to this engine down the road that I think a lot of companies are going to wake up and see something wicked cool here. And not like it needs many. It does not need hardly any, you know. I mean, if Enjomor wants to come up with a supercharger like a 671, that would enhance the beauty of this engine. It's got 3 rings per piston, so we got 2 compression, 1 oil. It does not smoke. It's a very clean engine. If you look here, I put this on a mirror for a reason. If you look down here, there's a mirror underneath this thing. Now, I have tested this engine on this mirror for probably 4 hours. And what do I got? I got my fingerprint smudges. That's it. I got a little seepage down here, because when I tore it down again and again and again, I never resealed the oil pan. So this is just a little seepage, which is normal, you know. I love this thing. And thank you, Enjomor Engines, and thank you, SterlingKit.com, for bringing such a beautiful RC engine, or desktop engine, or moped engine to everybody out there. Like, you guys are going to see a lot more of these on my channel. So anyways, guys, I'm on vacation this week, so you know, it's like, that's a long time coming. And so I'm going to try to spend my last few hours here with, you know, my new girlfriend before I got to send her back. And yeah, right now I'm going to go out and throw a burger on the grill. And I hope everything is like everything you guys have want to seen. I tried to show you. If you have any other questions or comments, feel free to hit me up. I can't tear it down anymore. It's got to go back running. And you know, so, but like, share, subscribe if you want. Love to all, and I'm gonna go enjoy my vacation. Later, guys.